Now that you have chosen who the person managing your funding will be and completed the passport service agreement, there are some other forms you will need to complete based on the funding option you have chosen. Let's start with the self-administered funding option. The self-administered funding option means that you or a trusted family member or friend is managing your passport funding. By choosing the self-administered funding option, you will need to complete the payee information form so that Passport One knows which person and bank account you would like reimbursement sent to after you submit a claim for eligible expenses. The payee information form needs to be completed when you want to add a new payee or update a current payee. A payee is the person who gets the funds reimbursed into their bank account to pay for eligible services or items. Let's review how to complete the payee information form. Your first step to complete the payee information form is to select if this form is for a new payee or an update to an existing payee. If you are completing this form for a new payee, you will select Initial, and if you're updating information for an existing payee, you will select Update. Next, you will need to enter the date that this person will be the payee by writing the date in the Effective Date section, followed by entering the client's name and their client code. Passport One reimburses payees by an electronic fund transfer directly to their bank account, and your payee will need to attach a void check or direct deposit form and place a check mark in the I have attached a void check or direct deposit form section. The next section of this form asks for the payee's details, including their name or organization's name, relationship to the client, home phone number, cell phone number, business number, address, and email address. The payee can choose to be notified when Passport One is depositing funds into their account by choosing their preferred method of communication. The payee can choose from being notified by email, voicemail to their cell phone or home phone, text message, or they can choose not to be notified when funds are being deposited. The payee and person managing funds will both need to sign the form. In some cases, the payee and person managing funds is the same person and can sign in both sections. Some people choose to have more than one payee, which is fine. It's important to remember that you will need to fill out a separate payee information form for each payee. If there's an update to a payee's information, like their banking or contact information, you will need to complete an updated form and send it to your passport agency. The support worker information form only needs to be completed if you choose to hire an independent support worker. If you book support workers through a staffing agency, you do not need to complete this form. Once you have hired a support worker, you will need to complete the support worker information form. Your first step to complete the support worker information form is to select if this form is for a new support worker or an update to an existing support worker. If you are completing this form for a new support worker, you will select Initial. And if you're updating information for an existing support worker, you will select Update. You will enter the date that this person will begin being the support worker by writing the date in the Effective Date section. This is followed by entering the client's name and their client code. The next section of the support worker information form asks for the support worker details, including their name, relationship to the client, home phone number, cell phone number, address, and email address. It's important to note that not everyone can be a support worker. There are some helpful guidelines on this form to help you remember who can and who cannot be a support worker. A support worker you are hiring cannot be the passport recipient's primary caregiver or spouse of their primary caregiver, cannot be the parent or step-parent of the passport recipient, cannot be the spouse or partner of the passport recipient, cannot be the payee of the passport recipient, needs to be at least 18 years of age or older, cannot be the person managing funds of the passport recipient, and cannot be an individual or member of a family who is receiving government compensation to provide living arrangements or supports to the passport recipient. In some cases, the passport agency may need to contact the support worker to confirm that they are providing eligible services which complies with the passport program guidelines. The support worker and person managing funds both need to sign this form before you send it to your passport agency. Some people hire more than one support worker. A new form is required for each support worker.